You know, there is a very special day which only comes once per year that many of us can't help but celebrate. What's that? You think I'm talking about Christmas? Huh. I guess it is that time of year, isn't it? No, I'm not talking about Christmas, I'm talking about birthdays. Many people would love this opportunity to invite a whole bunch of people and let loose throughout the night. But for an autistic individual, you might have to get a bit more creative. I'm Steven from Toastamac, and for today's autism video, I'll share with you 5 tips on how to make the birthday party for your autistic individual the best that it can be. There are a couple things I want to talk to you about before we get to the tips. First, you're probably worried about the possibility that little to no people will show up for the party, or that the autistic individual might not be invited to other people's parties. I should know, I've been in that boat. And while we will go over the former later in this video, it's important to note that this has more to do with making friends in general. And I've already made a video for that. Click the info card right here and it will take you right to the video. Now let's say you've already watched that video or might think that it won't be enough. Don't worry, I got another resource for you. That being Best Buddies. Best Buddies is an international non-profit organization designed to provide opportunities for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. One of those opportunities being one-to-one friendships. How this works is that they pair your individual with another individual that wants to be friends, whether that person be neurodiverse or neurotypical. This will lead to more social interactions and a more positive effect on the individual's life, as they'll have more of a sense of inclusion. And get this, those who participate in the one-to-one friendships are not paid anything. This is strictly volunteer, so you can rest assured that the individual participating is there for the right reasons. This organization can be found throughout multiple states across North America. So, if they happen to be in your state, contact Best Buddies and see what they can do for you. The other thing I want to talk to you about is when you're actually making the birthday party, don't worry so much about making it traditional. When it comes to celebrations and parties, being traditional is not the point. The point is to have fun, have a good time, and make long-lasting memories. To accomplish this, you may have to make a few changes. For example, if the individual doesn't like it when other people sing happy birthday, okay, don't. Just say happy birthday, or maybe sing something else they like. Ask the individual what they want. Or if the individual doesn't want to go to a public place because of the bright lights, loud noises, large crowds, or a mixture of the bunch, there's nothing wrong with having it at your own home. I used to do it all the time. In fact, I still do it all the time. Whatever changes you need to make, remember, the ultimate goal of all this is to make sure everyone has a good time. Alright? Alright. Let's get to the tips. Tip number 1. Plan ahead. Ideally, you want to start preparing for the birthday party at least 1 month in advance. Not only will this give more time for the autistic individual to mentally prepare, but it will give you time to make whatever preparations are needed and send out the invitations to guests. The sooner you send out those invites, the more likely people will be able to mark it on their schedule and figure out whether or not they can show up. Just don't make it a last-minute thing like the week before or the day before, because odds are they'll probably have something else planned. The sooner, the better. Tip number 2, keep it short and simple. Birthday parties don't have to be an entire day. It could be as simple as starting in the afternoon and ending early to mid-evening. Just as an example, trying to run a birthday party throughout an entire day will just leave everyone exhausted, and you don't want that. Only a few hours will do just fine. As for the number of people to invite, you don't have to make a long list of people to come. Remember, more people equals more noises equals more stimulation than there needs to be. Inviting around 5 to 10 people will suffice. But here's the thing. If you invite around 10 people and only 3 to 5 show up, don't worry so much about those who didn't. Instead, cherish those who did, because ultimately, they showed up, they want to celebrate the birthday, and they want to have a good time with the autistic individual. Moving on to tip number 3, pick a theme for the party. In order to tailor the birthday more to the birthday individual's special day, you may choose to pick a theme based on their interest. These interests can include a favorite sport, a favorite hobby, or a TV series or movie they like, or a video game series like Pokemon. Doing this will let the autistic individual know that today is all about them. It's what they want and how they want it. Going on to tip number 4, and this is a very important one. Consider your food options. Some of you may think, oh, that's easy. Just get their favorite food and call it a day, right? Wrong. You need to consider food options not just for the birthday individual, but all the other guests as well, to make sure nobody goes home with an empty stomach. Furthermore, you want to take into consideration nutrients and levels of sugar in terms of the food that's being served. If there's cake and ice cream there already, that's more than enough sugar. Anything more than that, and everybody will be bouncing all over the place. With that said, when considering what food to serve, try to consider some more healthier options, like a food platter with grapes, mangoes, strawberries, blueberries, just to name a few, or throw some veggies into the mix, like celery, carrot sticks, and broccoli. Now, this doesn't mean you can't add in stuff like chips and dips or similar snacks. You can if you want, just make sure it's not those by themselves. Additionally, you need to take into consideration dietary restrictions. For instance, if someone's a vegetarian, they can't have meat. If someone's lactose intolerant, they can't have dairy, or they can't have sugar, or they're picky about what foods they want, or if they have an allergic reaction to certain foods like peanuts. All of this needs to be taken into account to make sure everyone has something that they like. And finally, tip number 5, stay positive. Emotions are contagious. When one person's happy, other people are happy. When one person's upset, other people are upset. Imagine the people around you like sponges that absorb the energy around us, both good and bad. Staying positive will help create a more happy and friendly atmosphere for the party. Of course, when I say stay positive, I don't mean pretend everything's okay when it's not. Managing a party can be a lot to handle, especially if you're doing it by yourself. So when it comes to inviting guests to the party, try to get some other adults in too to help with the supervision. And if you need a break, ask for one of the other adults to take over while you take a breather. And if someone's upset, feeling down, or just not happy, you can take them to a more quieter place to help them unwind or talk about what's wrong. Ultimately, whatever it is you need to do, remember this. The goal of a birthday party is to make sure everyone has a good time. The birthday individual, the guest, and you as well. And there you have it. 5 tips on how to make a birthday party for your autistic individual the best that it can be. I hope you enjoyed this video, but what do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Maybe there is a concern you have that I did not mention in this video. Let us know in the comments section below. And on that note, it's time to end the video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you enjoy what you see, consider subscribing to Toastamac and clicking the bell icon to stay up to date on our latest videos. And until the next one, see you later.